Hello and welcome to another draft for ManaBluff. I am Ryan, and we're jumping to another Gate Crash 8-4. Biomass Mutation. I honestly don't know how awesome this card is. It could be really good or really bad. We'll come back to that. I'm noticing the Guild Mage, Hands of Binding, Legionnaire, Smite, Madcap skills. Ooh, love the deck. Or love the pack, rather. Lots of fun things. I really want to build a strong Simic deck. Do I go for it here? If I do, then I do want Biomass Mutation, because I feel like in the Simic deck, everything gets gigantic. And since I haven't played with it yet, I think it is good to start learning your rares. My only issue is that I'm passing just awesome Simic cards, but I guess that'll really show me if it's open or not. I feel like maybe a safer pick would be one of these guys, but we're going to take Biomass Mutation, try to force Simic. I like Simic, I want to do Simic. And we are past 1,000 lashes, which I am going to pick up no matter what here, because if this ends up being a playable card, it's just an amazing removal spell. I am noticing the Scam Club Charger, which works great in Simic, and of course in Gruul. Which makes me go back to, do I want to be forcing? Because then I can really grab these guys. Now, 1,000 loss is just too good. Just too good to pass up. So let's take it. Let's lash some people. No? Not a fan of lashing? And another 1,000 lashes. Okay, so we're gonna go this route. Shamble Shark does work really well in the build, but I think starting off with two 1,000 lashes is just a great way to start any deck. Even if you're in Dimir splashing white, or if you're Boros splashing black, though I assume we'll just try to do the solid Orzhov. Yeah. So let's do that. That doesn't matter. This guy's pretty good. Yeah, really, the strongest card in the pack right here, Death Cult Rogue, which works perfectly for what we're doing with the 1,000 lashes. I have Biomass Mutation still here in the event I go Simic, but I feel like I chose to let that ship sail. So let's just snatch him up. Corpse Blockades I'm sure we'll end up having, but those are a dime a dozen. Don't need to worry about it too much. And I've never seen the Shadow Alley Denizen do a whole lot, even in Dimir, so we'll grab him. And a Grizzly Spectacle. This is what on my last video recording I took as a huge signal that black was open. I'm hoping that's not the case again where I'm misreading signals, but I'm just going to take all these 4-drops of perfect removal and be happy about it. And since there isn't any Orzhov card here in the black-white build, we will take Hands of Binding, because if we do play the Dimir Guild, which tends to be open, I'm happy just to splash the lashes for it for great removal. I'm not looking to do a black-green build, but we're pretty much committing to black here with possible blue splash or white splash, depending on where we go. So I'll take Hands of Binding. It's a good card, and there's nothing else for us in it. Even in Dimir, you don't really care about cleaning enemies that much. Certainly not this early. The Key Rune's an option, but if you don't know what we're doing, I'd just take the strong card, then the splashable card. So we're kind of getting our removal set early, which is okay. But it does worry me that I need to actually have creatures to make the removal worthwhile. And I haven't seen a whole lot of the strong creatures being passed. In Devour Flesh, though a serviceable removal spell isn't anything like the 4-drops I have of Grizzly Spectacle or 1,000 lashes, makes me consider Armored Transport, but you can tend to pick up one or two of these if you need it. So Armored Transport, goodbye. Devour Flesh we'll take and just stick to the game plan. Not planning on playing Death's Approach. I was a fan of it about a week ago, but I still wasn't getting enough incidental mill to make it dreamy. Debtor's Pulpit, since I may not even be in white, Orzhov, I'm not a huge fan of. I'll take it without the possibility. I would just love if some of these 4 or 6 drops were in the colors I'm looking to be playing, because this is kind of where in the pack you want to be picking those up. So this is what came back. Looks like a lot of Simic went away, so because we had 3 other Simic cards that we passed, so it's kind of cool that we're out of green. It does mean all we have is a Horror of the Dim to pick up here, but again, that's kind of where this part of the pack lies. Super happy to get Gutter Skulk here. Mortis Strider is good too, but I think we'll see it more, and again, 2 drops are just so important. Syndic Enforcer versus Armored Transport. I think they are comparable in cards, both serviceable and playable, but both unexciting. I think I'm actually going to take the Armored Transport here. I'd rather just have a lower curve, and I've just seen it do much more than I've ever wanted it. Here, we'll just kind of rare draft. If we magically have a bunch of creatures with the same casting cost, I'll play it, but that I highly doubt it's going to happen. We'll just take the planes here. Hope other people play these cards, because that would be good. I still am not hiding the Biomass Mutation. Rawr. If we do go Dimir, maybe I want it. It's just good to know it's there. I really want to prioritize solidifying my second color here. I want to know if I am going to be white or blue. Blue has the stronger, not stronger guild, a less strong guild, but tends to be more open. But I definitely would rather just stick to blue-white. So we're going to stick to that blue-white game plan because of Guardian the Gateless. Not excited. There was definitely no Orzhov being passed, so I'm really worried about pack 3, but there's nothing here I want to skip for it. I don't need a second Devour Flesh, and there's no strong Dimir card that I'm seeing. Millennial Gargoyle, definitely not even though playable, not comparable to Guardian the Gateless. So yeah, we'll pick him up and see if we can't try to get a couple of white playables in this pack getting passed to us. Ooh, Ground Assault's good. Like the Cartel Aristocrat, and hope that just the black is strong enough later. Drakewind Crassus, oh the Simic, one day I will get you there. Crown Assault, oh, love that card. There's an argument for another Hands of Binding here, but since I did go white with the Guardian Gateless, I'm just going to start trying to solidify myself into an Orzhov build. And we'll see if I'm rewarded for that later on. So yeah, priority here is just creature curve. I've got the removal I need, and now I just want to get some decent creatures to be playing. 2-drops certainly are part of that strategy. Although Boros Elite is not the kind of 2-drop I was hoping for in that strategy. It is a creature, and it could work. And yeah, I think I do just want to maintain my decision. Dust Mantle Gilliman. Right now, that's my pick. I'm just debating how much I really want to risk being in Orzhov versus Dimir. This certainly is a strong... I mean, I'm giving up the Cartel Aristocrat and the Guardian of the Gateless, and I'm still needing to splash, because this is what is key to my deck. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to switch over to Dimir. I just think that's what I'm going to be seeing more of. And then Holy Mantle happens. Cool beans. The Guildgate is actually a priority for me, because I really want to be playing these 3 white cards. Holy Mantle won't be splashing. Corpse Blockade, though I need more creatures, again, I feel like I can get that a little bit later. Shadow Slice, same thing, though people have kind of learned how good that is, but people only want one. So I'm going to prioritize the Guild Gate so that I can be playing these 3 powerful spells in Dimir. And I think that's what you kind of need to do in Dimir. It's not strong enough on its own, so you want to have some diversity. Such as Etherize. If there was a stronger creature here in Dimir, I would take it. Like if, you know, the comparable Sky... If there's another Death Cult Rogue, for example, instead of a Sky Knight Legionnaire, totally take it. Just because we don't need as much removal. That being said, Etherize is a really strong tempo play and can kind of host some tokens or take away all the Boros 20 bazillion creatures that could end up happening when you're playing Boros. So we'll take Etherize and be happy about it. Okay. Mind Eye Drake. That's fine. I don't want a bunch more 5, but it is a pretty just helpful 5-drop creature to stabilize, and it does work if we're doing Hands of Binding or any other type of cipher that we'll start getting into. Still really want to be seeing the 2 and 3 drop curve come out. Even the 4s, I mean, I don't necessarily want to have only 4-drop removal spells. I want some creatures too. But whew, Herbis Protector. Yeah, that's a bummer. Guess we'll take it. In the event I change my mind and go back to Orzhov, though I don't see that happening unless I open Obsidat. At which case, I'll just be happy that I opened the Mythic Rare. But we'll take it. It's a little more powerful than what the other cards are doing, and if nothing else, I'm just hitting the more powerful card, because I'm not going to be playing Mental Vapors. At all. At all, at all. Goodbye. Ooh, Smite, Griffin. Those are pretty late signs. Since I have removal, and I'm still not even convinced that I'm going, I don't know if I'm going to be blue or white yet, maybe a combination of all 3, but I don't feel, I think what I would just need to do is prioritize like a serviceable creature in the 4-drop slot instead of picking up another removal. Yeah, Smite's a good removal spell, especially in one of the controller builds, but if I've just got so much of that. I need the creature. I need it. Well, at least there's, no matter what, a card I'm playing, right? Yeah, so we'll just take a card that's for sure making the deck since we'll need it. None of these are making it. I can hate this, but again, if I happen to go white, we'll take the Tiger just to have a card. Same with Shielded Passage. No one else is playing any. Well, Force Adaptation could be played, but we're not. Holy Mantle? I think that's a good card. Am I wrong? Is Holy Mantle bad? Ooh, Foil Swampy. We're playing that for sure. Anything foil's good. So I need to really evaluate what to do here. I go back to looking at what was open and what wasn't open, and I think I ended up falling into the wrong card. So we have to see what starts getting passed to me, because I need to get a little lucky here since I was not making decisive picks in the second pack, and I certainly wasn't rewarded for the colors that I read the signals on. I do feel like we have a stronger white base right now. If we get rid of this blue, again, still these 2s and 3s really need to be stronger because I don't have a whole lot, and I have so few creatures. It has to be the priority. So really, whatever creatures are passed to me, that's what I'll be picking. Luckily, I don't care about him. This is an awesome 3-drop. This guy tabled last time, which I'd be happy for. Yeah, so we're going to take the Undercity Informer. He can win on his own if the game goes long, and since I am definitely black, I'm not giving up black, then he's for sure making the cut. I hope a 2-drop comes back to me, or the Dimir Guildgate if I end up wanting to splash something. Pit Fight, probably the best card here, unless you're, in the Boros deck, then you'd love the Skyjack, I suppose. But I definitely am in need of a 3-drop that I'm for sure playing. Flux Mage. Aww. I mean, Kingpin's Pet is just so good, and I think I do want to force white, especially considering I kind of picked up a little bit more of those in second pack than the blue ended up being, which makes sense because we passed so much Simic. So I'm just going to hope a little more comes. but this kind of replaces anything else that I'm holding onto blue for. And the alternative is grabbing the Simic Flux Mage, which isn't going to do a whole bunch in my deck since I'm so creature light. So we'll take the Kingpin's Pet and hope a little bit more comes. And then we're going to look for the Shadow Slice to wheel, which could work with some of our more evasive threats. Because I think I would want to run one. Or the Armored Transport. That'd be cool. Awesome. Is there a creature in the 2 or 3 drop slot that matters? No. So we're going to take this Orzhov Charm as a removal spell. Again, I would definitely take a creature over it, since as I look here, you know, I'm going to start really taking out all these. I am, you know, at 11 creatures, and the creatures are pretty weak. The removal is pretty good. This isn't happening at all. So yeah, we'll take the Orzhov Charm and pray for creatures like Syndic of Tides, which is exactly what I want to be seeing. I mean, I would take both of these if I could. That'd be a dream. But the Syndic is just going to do a lot more for us. So we'll hang on to him. Don't need Executioner Swing. Do I want another 4-drop Millennium Gargoyle? I could pick up another Angelic, or not another Angelic Edict, but an Angelic Edict, which will just serve as another removal spell. Because I probably don't want to play Death's Approach or Devour, but I already have 2 1,000 Lashes and a Grisly Spectacle. And I'm only at 12 creatures. I definitely don't want Executioner Swing over it. But I already have Millennium Gargoyle, and I'm not going to want a bunch of those. I'm going to hedge on the Angelic Edict side. Yeah, let's go that route. Wouldn't mind another Orzhov Guildgate, but we do already have one, and again, just filling up these slots are going to be important. Corpse Blockade didn't work out so well for me in the past. It just didn't do enough, but it's what I need right now in my deck. Ooh, here we go. I will take the Basilica Guards over the Dutiful Thrall. Wouldn't mind having one of these. I'm going to need it to kind of stay alive. But I definitely like that I have ways to kind of stay in the game or get back in the game and then have some pretty good win conditions coming through. So happy to have the Basilica Guards. Ooh, Smite and Night of Obligation. Definitely taking Night of Obligation. Just super solid. Don't need 4 drops, but also happen to not need removal. Even those guys nice and cheap. I just need to prioritize the creature, as stated before. So you're gone. Would love not to play these guys. We're at 23 right now. It's really about shifting all of this over into this range, which I think we can do with a little bit of luck. Do I play Holy Mantle? It will be a win condition. There's nothing to play here. I'll take the Dimir Guildgate in case I end up wanting to splash one of those blue spells that I hid, like maybe the Flyer or something over the Horror of the Dim, or I don't know. But definitely not playing the Key Rune, not playing the Primordial, or any of these cards. So we'll just cut the Guildgate. Here's that Shadow Slice I was mentioning, which I'll pick up. So they have the Guildgate. I am interested in the Mortis Strider, which I think does work well in the Orzhov build. Yeah, I'm going to take it. I might just splash for Mortis Strider. Just in Orzhov, if you have 1 or 2 Extort guys and you're regularly sacrificing him and getting him back, he can do some work. That's something Judge Mike taught me. I saw him destroy with that combo. So not playing any of these. I'll take another, though I'm not going to play it. In case someone happens to be playing this, they shouldn't be, but if they are, I just don't want to get ruined because there's no way I'm playing around Spell Rupture. Same with Scatter Arc. Hello, Hydroform. Okay, so there's a deck. It's a little slow for the format, so they'll have to be a little bit lucky. I only have 2 drops. Although Devour Flesh will kind of act as a 2-drop just to get rid of it, or get rid of my opponent's 2-drop and kind of stay in this game longer. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pause right now, and then come back after I've done the initial build, so you don't have to watch me do the boring parts. Okay, so here's the initial build where I'm at 23 cards here with 16 creatures. Some of the things I'm thinking about. First and foremost, Mortis Strider, I end up not putting in with, even though I have the Dimir Guildgate, I actually have plenty of 3-drops, and I only have 4 Extort creatures, which means I don't think I'm going to be consistently getting the value that I want out of Mortis Strider. There's not out of the question yet. The Death's Approach, definitely don't want. I have plenty of removal, and I have no real incidental mill besides this Undercity Informer, which I'm really just playing as a 2/3. And then if the game, stalls out and everyone's grinding, then I might just, end up using him as a random condition. I don't expect that happening. I had pulled Devour Flesh out as my my 24th that I had pulled, choosing to keep Shielded Passage in. I just think Shielded Passage tends to be a removal spell, especially with Corpse Blockade and anything else that I have in my deck. I just tend to like it. I don't know why. Just the cheapness of it, coupled with Extort, is fine. Devour Flesh is fine as a 2-drop, especially when they have a strong 2-drop. So if I see good 2-drops that I want to regularly remove, I'll probably bring Devour Flesh in over Shielded Passage. Definitely didn't need a second Horror of the Dim, but it's a consideration just because of Holy Mantle, which I am choosing to play. As a finisher, once I stabilize and start taking over with everything, I feel like Holy Mantle on Horror of the Dim, it's still a big creature with a big ability. Especially if I do choose to play this blue here, and getting Horror of the Dim some hexproof. So, do I like that? I'm definitely fine without these guys. I like Devour Flesh as the sideboard plan. I'm really just debating if I think Mortis Strider is going to be awesome or not. And if I do want to play Mortis Strider, what do I take away? Well, let's check and see what the mana is going to be, and see if that ends up mattering at all. So, definitely playing my Shiny Swamp. Piles black color with this double black and double white. We do want to regularly end this double black for the Death Cult Rogue. I do care a little bit about this. So we have 7, 8, 9 black sources. Seems a little heavy. And then 7, 8 white sources, even though we have a bunch of white. And then two blue sources for the Mortis Strider. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. But then that means I have to decide what's coming out for the Mortis Strider. And Shielded Passage is an option. Okay. I could pull out one of my other creatures, though I'm kind of loath to do that. Holy Mantle, I want to like, but I might be wrong in liking. Yeah, let's pull out Shielded Passage, bring in the Mortis Strider, and see how that works. And then I'll keep in mind that if I had Mortis Strider versus a Shielded Passage, if I like that or not. Against really aggressives, I'll probably pull this out and bring in Shielded Passage. Just and get rid of this island and add in some swamps and plains just to be super consistent. But let's give this a throw. I think it could work out. See you in round 1.